Yes guys, and welcome from me, this is Championship Manager 0102, the Game On Challenge, part 68. We have some more news. There's always news, isn't there? There is always news on this game. So, we concluded Season 70. You can see in the date in the corner, we're at the start of Season 71. Let's start with Matt then. Matt did it with Manchester United. And give him credit where it's due here for Matt, because he won the league with several games to spare, but it'll feel like a bit of a kick in the teeth because he lost the FA Cup final on penalties to Bristol City. I think the red card proved a little bit costly for him. And he lost the League Cup final against Crewe. So I think even though the league is always paramount, I mean we've always emphasised that, he'll be really fucked off. He went out of the UEFA Cup. You may recall he was eliminated in the Champions League in the first phase in third place, and as a result went out of the UEFA Cup third round. But you know, it'll feel like a bit of a shit season almost. So far this season, he's made 2 signings of his allocated 7. Troutman from Espanyol, solid central midfielder. And Ando, the Japanese defender / defensive midfielder. What a player he is. Now, I mean, he's a bit of a risk element, I think, Ando, with an injury-prone 12. I get worried to try anybody with an injury-prone in double figures, personally. So his objective this season, I would have thought, is going to be to make an assault on the Champions League, as well as try and retain the league. But I did say I'm not sure how long a challenge is going to be for Matt with Manchester United. So I do genuinely believe he'll leave Man United if the right job comes up. Let's take a look at the relevant jobs. I mean, I think he genuinely considered Bayern Munich, which came up. Real Madrid came up. I mean, the fact that he didn't apply for Bayern, and would lead me to believe he's looking for a specific job, unless he did apply for Bayern and didn't get it, which might have been the case. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't even ask him that. But I'd say if the right job comes in, when I say the right job, you know, they've got to be resourceful, and they're probably going to have to have a little bit of money. And I would say he wants something in the lower leagues of the English setup. I think that. I could be wrong. You know, who knows? For me then, when we started last season as Dortmund, we left and went to West Bromwich Albion, as you may recall. We left West Bromwich Albion towards the back end of the season. Now, we didn't leave them in bad shape, to be honest with you. It was a tough old season. We didn't buy the greatest players in the world. They had a lot of money. They still had a lot of money when we left, over £100 million. We led them to the FA Cup semi-finals. I left before that FA Cup semi-final was played. And we have moved. We have moved to Benfica. I'll explain why I went with Benfica. It was only actually £1.6 million to spend at Benfica. And it still is only £1.7 million with a fund of balanced fund of £800 million. Now, I vaguely remember that they had a lot of money the last time. Now, I was last manager of Benfica 30-40 years ago, where I led them from the 2nd division in Portugal and led them promoted. The side was awful, and I mean fucking awful. The fact that the reputation's obviously shit, hence that the money available isn't quite up to standard of what the balance is. But the squad was fucking awful. And remember our rules, yeah? 7 signings per calendar season, and pre-arranged do not count. So the window opened on the 1st of June, which meant I got 7 signings in before the update. That was one thing. They had no fewer than 8 pre-arranged deals. So I cancelled one of them because he was a shocking goalkeeper. I let the other 7 go free. So we pulled in on the 1st of June 14 players, 7 of which were pre-arranged. At least 5 of those were pretty mediocre to shit, so 2 of them were okay. So I got 7 signings in. They're not the greatest players. They are not the greatest players in the world. The ones that I've managed, I mean, I've managed, as you can see, to get 6 in since the turn of the update. He came on an exchange. Daniel Helder. See, this is the calibre that I'm having to deal with here. Paul Roberts and Richard Edwards, British based. We've still got one more to player to get, and I think I need it. No, I don't need to be a right back actually, because I just bought that Roberts, didn't I? Just make sure. Yeah, that's all okay. So let's just have a look now then. How long ago it was that I was Benfica? It was fucking yonks ago. Where are we? Where are we? Why can't I see it? I'm pretty sure I was Benfica at some point. There it is. 20th of August 2050, and we left at the end of the season. We got them promoted. So 20 years. 20 years. Now, I said this before, didn't I? You may recall on one of the other videos about an element of challenge, and I think this is probably going to be it. And that is, let me show you the coefficients. The coefficients is, for me, at Portugal, is fucking awful. So awful that we finished 8th last season because we took over in 9th. So easy, Portugal are 9th on the coefficients, and it's going to take some work to get rewarded with a 3rd Champions League spot. We're going to have to get into 6th place in order to try and get to that next stage. My objective now is going to be to try and build that Portuguese coefficients. I'll say that anything can happen, anything can change. Matt, as I said, was considering Bayern Munich. Now he asked me my views, and my views were quite clear. If he went back to Bayern Munich, he would just be battling for the title, and he should be getting the title, and he'd be battling for the Champions League. He'd get 7 world quality signings, and he'd add it to an already world class setup. So I get that he misses the big bids, and he isn't quite getting the big bids like he used to at Manchester United. So would it be worth it? I mean, it's a tricky one because English League is pretty shit. The goals do dry up in English League, there's no doubt about that. And the work permit bullshit, waiting I think is the biggest pain in the arse, waiting 3 weeks. So, I mean, I don't know what Matt wants, I really don't. We'll see, we will see. So, season 71 is upon us, and for me then, we are at Benfica. They've always had an amazing stadium, 90 odd thousand. I think the last time they won the top flight was way before any of us took over, 2021. So, there you see, back in season 20, they won the title. But, season 71 now, so things are going to fucking change, I tell you. Yeah, so that is that then, guys. That is the Game On Challenge, the next instalment, the next chapter. And until next time from me, take it easy.